Welcome to my introduction for NitroNet for Sitecore. I'm going to show you how you install and configure NitroNet for Sitecore and how you can work so simultaneous with your front-end developers. For this video you should have a basic understanding of Nitro and how it's working. And everything I'm talking about is on the GitHub page of the project. So let's start the installation. First, you see some preconditions, which is Sitecore. After that, we have to install a dependency injection container. We have modules for Unity and Castle Windsor. If you have another one or you own, feel free to use the snippets below to implement it by yourself. So, for this I will use Unity MVC and the Unity package. So install it in our solution, as well the Unity modules. After we installed that, we have to register our new view engine, the global SX file. So we just paste it here. Furthermore, you need to register the new view engine or the dependencies in the Unity configuration, which is under app start Unity config. Just paste it in, import everything, and this. So, and now you should be able to configure Sitecore or NitroNet for Sitecore. So just continue with the configuration. So first you have the optional opportunity to set a base path. It's optional because the base path is the root path per default. So if you have your front end outside of your solution, you can just add that to your web config. Additional to this, you got the config.json, which appends to your base path. So, for example, if you have here your base path root, then this will append, so it's root front end views. So you can define where your views, partials and components are. Pretty easy. So in my solution I copied the front end in solution, so I let the settings as they are. So after that we can continue with getting started. So before I show you how you do that or you implement your components, I just show you my test components, which are in my front-end folder, molecules, and here my image text component and my linked list component. So when we open it, we see pretty simple title, an image source, image alternative text, and a text, as well as a linked list with an array of links, with the link itself, each of the links, and a little description. So, pretty easy. Now when we take a look in the image.json, we see our properties again with some dummy data. Special here with the links is it's an array of objects. So this will be a little bit harder to implement later. But first we go back on GitHub and see what we have to do. So we have to create a model for each component, or more than one model, but I will tell you later more about this. And you have to create a controller. So we do that. We add controller for each of that. An empty controller. Important here is the controller should have the same name as the folder of your component in the front-end directory. So it's image text. And a linked list controller. So now we need models for controllers, which we create here in the MVC models folder. We add just a new class. Here your models should have the same name as your components, so you recognize them. So it's a link list model. And our image text model. So now we can add properties. These are the same as defined in the JSON files. So it's important that they're equal and written. So when you go here back, see here, go back to our image text model, add a property. Just from type string. It's the modifier. The property string. Go back to decorator. The title string. The title. The string image source. The string. Whoops. The string of image alternative text. And the string of our text itself. So we do that here. Same with our linked list. So yeah, we have our linked list controller model. Just add the property string modifier property string. And here we have the decorator. Now we have an array with links. Now we go back on the GitHub page. Now we see here supported types. So we have here string, integer, bool, special class model, which is your own model. And if you have an array of objects, you have to use IEnumerable with your model inside. So we have basically to create a new model, which comes here to add new item, and it's a link model. So this should have the same properties as the objects in the array, which is the link itself and a little description text to a link. So now we go back, we see we have here our link and our text. So now we go back to our linked list model. Now we can set this to a link model and name it links as in the JSON file. So So now back to our controller, we can make our dummy model. So we create a new link list model here. So we set the decorator to null, the modifier as well, and we create a new link list for all links. So it's a new list with the link model. So in here we create a new link model with the link is Google, and the text is Google as well. Another link model, so the link is here Twitter, and the text is Twitter as well. So here now here in the return view we have to give the name of the component in lowercase, so it's the link list with our model. So now the same for the image text component, basic MVC controller. Here our model is a new image text model, which we have to import. Here. The modifier is null, a decorator as well, and here we set the image alternative text to some random picture. The image source is to Unsplash, which gives me a random picture back, and some text, which is this is some text, and the title, which is this is an image text component. So return that as well, image text with our model. I just used some dummy data, but you have full access to the Sitecore API to all your items from Sitecore, so feel free to use them here. Okay, now we build it. So before I show you how to configure the whole thing in Sitecore, I'll just show you how or what we use here in Nitro as all layouts. So when you go to the front folder of your Nitro project, you have your views. In that we have the index.html file, which I prepared before. So here we have a partial and another partial in the foot, and our components which we implemented before. As well, you have here a placeholder. So this helper is just a replacement for the Sitecore helper, Razor helper. So now we have to go to Sitecore and create a new layout. So here, just insert a new layout. Which can take a while. So here, just name it NitroNet Introduction. Next, doesn't matter where it is because we'll delete it later. So now here in the path you have to set the path from your root path or base path which you have defined in the configuration step before. So in my case is just front end views and index. You don't need to, or you mustn't add the suffix or the type of the file, so no HTML. So we save that. Now we go to the sample item, which are delivered to the Sitecore ground installation per default. No big magic here, just title and text, and we just change the layout. So we edit and we use our NitroNet introduction. So set OK, OK, and save. So now when I go to the publish and the experience editor and open it, I see my text image component and my link list. So this is the magic. Now below I have my placeholder. I've already defined a setting for the placeholder, so I can just add something here. But now we need to create a rendering, which we can render as example our text image component here. So we go back to Sitecore, to our layouts, and we create the rendering. I've done it already. Here's my image text component. So the controller is the same as you defined before in the Visual Studio solution. And show the index action. So now when I go back to the experience editor and add a new rendering, select here just another text image component with my dummy data. It's just another picture because it gets its pictures from a random site. So this is basically NitroNet for Sitecore. So the big advantage is your front-end developers can work in your front-end folder while you use the front-end resources in Sitecore itself. So you can work simultaneous. So I hope I could give you a little insight in NitroNet for Sitecore, and I hope you will use it in your future projects. Have fun.